Coming up, a mass shooting in a high school and Congress tries to wait out the news cycle. But a dog dies during a cross-country flight and one lawmaker wants emergency action. Plus, turmoil in the White House and the Trump family, Rex Tillerson and the president's daughter-in-law. Who stayed for dinner? Anyone? And later, Matt Damon leaving Hollywood for the land down under. Why the Oscar nominee apparently wants to move to Australia. Like It or Not starts right now. Hey, welcome into Like It or Not with Britt McHenry and Guy Lambert. You ready to go to Australia?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Yes?
I need to work on my accent a little bit more. After Good Day, mate, I'm done.
Maybe Matt Damon can take Ben Affleck with him.
Maybe he could. We can all
high and mighty.
We all like that. First up here, what are we united about? We got our dogs' backs, but no one else. It appears students across the country are not satisfied with the lawmakers' inability to do anything that even remotely looks like a change to gun laws in the wake of the Parkland, Florida school shooting that finally woke up the classrooms. But we apparently are united about United's crazy policy of putting dogs in overhead bins despite the objections of their owners. It's puppy Guantanamo. Louisiana Senator John Kennedy says he's filing a bill immediately that will prohibit this practice. Guess where he stands on guns, though? Not so much. Like it or not, why are we stuck when the victims are humans?
I don't like this not one bit. First of all, once again, the students got it right. How many times am I going to say that? This is the equivalent of the world coming to an end, and we want to pass legislation to make it so that everybody can watch March Madness at the workplace. Come on, guys. We have more pressing issues to really be thinking about. Second of all, high five going out to United. They were the first to come forward and say, you know what, within 24 hours, we got this wrong, guys. Anybody with the NRA, have they yet to do that?
Nothing like a high five to United when a dog just died on their flight.
At least they're admitting.
Why was it in there in the first place?
Exactly. Let me see one of those. Can I see one of those next to you? This is what I am holding up if someone tells me to put my dog in the overhead bin. The person who did that is an idiot. I'm just going to say that right now. There's no way a dog can survive without ventilation for 3 hours from Houston to New York. And to answer your question, dogs are better than people. We just get emotional about dogs, and I commend the legislation coming forward to try to protect them on flights.
I feel bad for the woman. She's got screamed at and browbeaten to put the dog up there against her better judgment. And you know, the interesting part is,
don't stay on the plane.
There's a bystander issue here. Everyone else watched this happen and thought, I guess that's the way it just has to be.
But she was told to do so by the flight attendant. I mean, it's not as if she just said, hey, let me put my dog in the overhead bin.
The flight attendant is not the police. Their rules are not
the flight attendant is Cruella DeVille. Like, who put... I'm going to ask both of you guys defending this. Are you really going to put your dog in the overhead bin?
Never.
I would leave the plane if that was the case. United has accounted for a third of animal deaths since 2015, has had the most animal deaths than any other airline. Granted, more people have been taking it. I think that'll change now with their animals. But they need to look within the company and say, this is not okay.
Yeah, here's the problem. We're still talking about the dog.
Yeah.
Remember the other part of that story? The students will be up here soon, and they'll be.
Well, you're not taking away my gun, so that's all I got to say.
Back in the days of The Apprentice, Donald Trump only fired one person per show. You had to wait an entire week. In the latest installment of Trump World, we found out that the president is literally writing the script for the next installment of the Purge movie franchise. Rex Tillerson can go eat his salads in peace now. National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster might be going. Chief of Staff John Kelly has what reports are calling now a temporary truce to stick around. 14 months since Trump took office, 20 senior staffers have come and gone. Like it or not, the White House is a meat grinder.
I don't like it. There has been a lot of turnover. However, not all of those have been firings. Not all of those have been dramatic as the media have made them out to be. Hope Hicks decided to leave on her own for personal reasons as well.
Some have been escorted out by authorities. Yes.
Reportedly, Omarosa was. That set up a nice little book deal, I'm sure, for her. Look, there has been too much turmoil for my liking. I am happy that John Kelly, at least for the immediate future, will be there, because even though he's ruffling feathers, I think he's keeping some things together.
Look, this is a president who says, hey, guys, guess what? I love chaos. And as you can see, that's what's happening within the White House day in and day out. It hasn't been since 1977, the Carter administration, that someone within the cabinet left within the first year. What, we've had not one, not two, but I can maybe count 3 people leave within the first year out of the cabinet for President Trump.
Okay, but we fixate on this. There are positives that he's going to meet with Kim Jong-un. There's been a little bit of pacification with North Korea. Tax reform.
Right.
Everything is always focused on the negative with him. It's always salacious. It's always the media. I'm not saying from him. I'm saying from the media that hates him so much that wants his presidency to fail.
This is hard to ignore when all of these people that he appoints to these positions are gone within a year. It's hard to ignore that. Meantime, the president's son, Donald Jr., and his wife, Vanessa, have begun divorce proceedings after nearly 13 years of marriage. Neither of the two have publicly commented on this. It is speculated that Don Jr.'s travel schedule, along with the family becoming political figureheads, were not appealing to his wife, but until we hear from them, we'll find out then. This is a blip on the Trump radar, obviously, but another sign of fraying in and around the administration.
I don't like this coverage of the divorce.
I agree with you.
It's gross. It's desensitized. It's all for clicks. I'm talking to you, page 6 specifically. They have 5 children. These 5 kids are going to get old enough to go on the internet, read these articles, and there are plenty of things, as you mentioned, of turmoil within the administration in terms of comings and goings you could fixate on if you dislike the Trump family. I think going after one of the kids' marriage is disturbing.
I do have one issue with that, and it's because the person at the top of this food chain goes after people personally. So what's good for the goose is unfortunately good for the gander. But in general, I agree with you. Divorce should be off limits. But this is a very unusual off limits new set of rules that have been set out there by the president himself.
By the way,
he's welcoming these things to come in.
So. And by the way, it was Vanessa who filed the papers, which went uncontested, meaning we're not going to ever know why they're actually getting a divorce. It's just going to happen. It's going to be interesting to see.
Well, can we also say, too, there's all these rumors of infidelity because that's the more salacious headline, correct? We have no knowledge of that, no inkling. This woman got a letter, 2 months ago, back in January, with a white powder substance, had to be rushed to the ER. If you're her and you're now thrusted into the spotlight like that, where you're fearful for your children, that is a consideration separate from Donald Trump Jr., and I think maybe she just didn't want it anymore.
Maybe we need to just get away from this and watch some basketball. You know, March Madness is in full swing, but the big dance, not the only bracket that we're keeping an eye on. Like it or not, it's coming right back.
Brackets busted yet?
Yeah. Miami. Bye-bye.
Sorry.
Miami?
Yeah, I had Miami.
Why? Larinaga?
You know, yeah. I mean, I've had him going to
Homer.
16.
He's not a George Mason anymore.
I still like
He
the
ain't
guy.
Cinderella.
I like the guy.
Well, you guys can still win another bracket. This is the only bracket we're keeping tabs on. There's this one. It's the most annoying people in sports media, and I had the honor of being a #1 seed
You think?
and faced off with Boston radio host Kirk Minihane. I won. Because of course, right? I'm annoying, so I have to say that.
He's a 16 seed.
And I will go head-to-head with Barstool's Dave Portnoy. Now, I think that is going to be some stiff competition I could lose. What do you guys think?
Well, I think the Stoolies will not allow Dave Portnoy to lose there. So I think you are actually going to go through easier than you think.
Really?
They are going to they do not want to believe that their fearless leader is annoying. So they're going to make sure that this gets rigged in a way that you're on to the Elite Eight.
I just think it's cool that you actually are part of a bracket for the most annoying sports media.
Do you
book.
think that's cool?
Yeah.
Who are the other 1 seeds in this?
No, I think I'm like the dark horse in the 1 seeds. Or I don't know. Let's see what you guys think. It's Jamel Hill, Stephen A., and Skip Bayless. They are way more annoying.
I think Skip Bayless should win this hands down. He's like a one-and-done Kentucky
How is
team.
Clay Travis not a one seed?
That's a good question.
He's in my region. So if you really hate him, and you really hate me.
Oh, you're like group of death.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think this is like old Kentucky Yukon days in the bracket.
You think?
Yeah.
So
I actually don't find Stephen A. annoying. I actually don't find Stephen A. annoying.
is unbearable to watch. And you know
Really?
what's funny? We both worked with him at ESPN.
He's a performance artist.
When he's away from the camera, he's quiet, he's reserved, he's a totally different person. It's so much acting with him, but it makes him a lot of money.
It makes him a lot of money.
Acting, so wait till he sees this, and I'm pretty sure you're going to feel otherwise, as he will feel otherwise.
He'll make a
Different
video
though
about
between
it.
him and Skip, and you know this. The difference is Skip is trying to find something that will have some kind of divisive part of it. Stephen A. isn't actually doing it.
I have been
and that's
told
the difference.
that Skip firmly believes these crazy things he puts
Fine, then he's delusional, and we'll remain that way as well.
We like it.
Because Katy Perry kissed a guy, and apparently he didn't like it at all. And now she's feeling the social media heat for that. Like It or Not is back after this.
No, but I'm waiting on all the people who voted for Hillary to go up to Canada.
Oh, is that right? They haven't done that yet. To that point, why does everyone say they want to move to Canada when they don't like what's happening here politically? And then no one does it because, well, Vancouver and Montreal are expensive and Winnipeg blows. Besides, if you don't like it here, why would you pick Canada anyway when you could live in paradise? Like what Matt Damon is or isn't doing, taking his family to Australia. The New York Post wrote that Damon doesn't like politically what is going on here right now, so he's moving his family down under. But Damon's publicist says this isn't true. He just likes visiting there a lot. How you like them apples?
I don't like it. He's the same person who put his foot in his mouth when the whole Me Too thing was going on. He said we were overreacting to these women. Interesting. I'd like to see how many movies got from Harvey Weinstein's company. Ben Affleck had a few accusations his way. They're best friends. Also, I will, random, but you mentioned Winnipeg. It's the worst. I would argue Winnipeg's worse than Cleveland as like the worst city. So I'm happy in America. Go to Australia, Matt Damon.
By the way, that low blow was down under. Hey, with regard to Matt Damon, I got to tell you, there was not one, not two, but 23 celebrities as soon as President Trump became president and said, you know what, I'm out of here. Spike Lee, Cher among the two of them. Or
Did
23.
they go?
And they're still in their
Guess
Hollywood
what?
Hill mansions.
They're all still here. You know, everybody said that they were going to leave. Well, not everybody, but just about everybody.
Why aren't they saying they're going to Mexico, by the way?
Well, I mean, that's a good question. Maybe they're just going to visit, go down, Cancun, hang out for a little bit. I'm not surprised. And
Maybe
then with
because
his
11
publicist,
Mexican states were on the travel ban. That could be why.
with his publicist coming out saying it's not true, I'm going to stick to that.
Well,
I
of
don't
course
think he's
she's going to say
move
it's
down
not true because it's not the right thing to
Damage
say
control.
to leave the country.
By the way, his latest movie didn't do too well, so maybe he needs to go down under.
Down under.
Like that. Question, do you remember your first kiss? For most teenage boys, perhaps the first kiss took place when you planted your lips on the cover of your mom's Victoria's Secrets catalog. Of course, if given the opportunity to kiss a real-life celebrity, or a girl for that matter, just about any and every teen would go for it. Everyone but 19-year-old Benjamin Glaze.
Come here, Ben.
Come here.
Wait, hold on.
Come here.
Come on.
Come here right now.
You can't
Come
be.
here right now. Come here.
Stop.
What, on the cheek?
You didn't even make the smush sound.
Right. Okay. Let me start over. Okay.
We call the kiss of death for the kid because he didn't make it to Hollywood. And Perry she caught some flack for forcing him to kiss her. And in the interview with the New York Times, Glaze admitted the kiss made him uncomfortable, saying he wanted his first one to be so special. Aww.
It was.
Give me a break.
It was with Katy Perry.
Yeah, a hot pop star. Well, maybe if it was a couple years ago. I like the black hair on.
Hey, she could kiss me any day.
I know,
the
cry me a
recoiling
river.
in fear was really amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I've ever seen anyone recoil that way from just about anything.
Well, here's the problem here. Okay, so first of all,
I just flashed back to when I was really awkward as a teenager, and I'm feeling for the guy now.
Yeah. What if you kissed somebody and they
Unfortunate
did
years.
that and they just like flipped out and fell backwards?
Well, usually they just don't call me back, so it's okay.
But this is such a bad thing, really, because look at it. She is a woman in power, and she, in essence, abused that power. What if Katy Perry happened to be a man, and that was a 19-year-old
I actually
woman?
would agree with that in this climate right now, I would not,
different
if I
rules,
was famous, be making any sort of advances towards anyone. Because look, he didn't make it, he didn't go to Hollywood, he could say, hey, she, #me too.
Yeah.
Seriously.
By the way, it was funny. His friends later came out and said, you know what? It didn't really quantify as a kiss because, you know, at the end of the day, it was just very quick. So you're okay. You're still good to go.
I think it's all right. I'm going to go with his mother probably gave him a peck on the cheek. He doesn't count that as his first kiss either. And I don't know. That felt like a fantasy come true. I don't know what is so impossibly upsetting about it. And he's not marrying her. And it was a joke on television.
It was painfully awkward to watch, though.
Shouldn't Katy Perry apologize, though? I mean, he's saying he didn't like it.
Sure. She'd kiss me. I won't make her apologize for it. Ever.
Hey, Katie, you can kiss all of us. We like it. Despite us living in a time where all of us are considered equal, your gender and/or race proof that's not necessarily the case. After all, men still make more money than women, and the median income for a white family is a lot more than what an African-American family rakes in. Now, one chef in New Orleans hopes to bring attention to the matter by charging white people more for a meal than he charges black people. You see, white families in New Orleans earn 2.5 times more than black families. As a result, the chef will now ask, keyword ask, white customers to pay $30 per plate, whereas he charges black customers $18 per plate. He claims he'll offer the additional $12 he makes from white people to any person of color who asks for it.
What?
What?
Like it or not?
I don't like it. First of all, where are you going where the cheap meal is $18 a plate? First of all.
But it's $30 a plate. That's what he's saying. He's saying, hey,
18 or 30.
Right.
I'm saying even his oh, it's more economical at $18 is pretty pricey. And you know what white people are going to do? I would just not eat there.
Well, I'm going to weigh in this, but Bram, good.
What? He's going to ask me if I want to pay more for the same food?
Right.
Why would I say yes to that?
Why would you go to this restaurant?
Why would I say yes to that? Is that a trick question?
You guys are missing the point. Here's the thing. It's all about education. So what he's saying is that, hey, at the end of the day, white families in New Orleans make more than black families. For example,
Okay. So I'm
supposed to feel bad
didn't
about
know
going to work every day
that
and
men
earning an
make
honest
more
living?
money than women. But now that that's an issue,
So you want to give me some money out of your paycheck?
Well, hey, I'm not paying signing your check, but if I did, I would. So,
And yet
in other words,
women
he's
spend
bringing
more than men,
awareness.
and that's an interesting dynamic.
Yeah,
as
I don't
well.
feel sorry for you guys. We have to spend on makeup, hair products, hair straighteners, hair curlers, hair dryers. You don't even know what that stuff is.
No,
so
I don't know
You
what
can
that
pay a
is.
little extra at dinner.
I have enough stress in my life. I don't want to know what that is, and I really don't want to be like that. Mine's 30 and yours is 12. How did we get there?
I'm
It's
still
all
in
about
shock.
education.
Bram's
What?
like, I'm going to
It's not a
Chick-fil-A,
good
I'm
lesson.
Going to the dollar
It
menu.
isn't.
You don't think so?
What?
By the way, the majority of black folks that have actually walked into the restaurant opted to pay the $30 so that he could give it back to other deserving folks.
What is it? Punish white people week? Like, what is that? What in
It's
the world is
all about
that?
education. You don't have to pay it. He's bringing awareness to the issue.
He's
That's
bringing
it.
discrimination to
Yes.
You don't. No, discrimination would mean that you would have to pay it. He's saying, would you like to pay it? He's asking.
I would say no. I'm going down the road to your competitor.
Thank you. The news as we know it coming up here could be a thing of the past. Like it or not, we'll be back in just a minute. You can't stop following Brit on Twitter, which means you already are binging news, which also means you should be streaming news services as well, right? Netflix is reportedly working on a news show that would compete with the type of in-depth magazine journalism that's featured on programs like 60 Minutes. But it could be just the beginning of them trying to rework the news game. So like it or not, after Narcos, we can binge Us.
I like it. You know, I think it'd be nice to give some young journalists a chance to get involved in this instead of the 60-year-old and up on 60 Minutes. I'm sorry, they're getting AARP newsletters. Like, I can't relate to those people. And I think to find something you can watch anytime for younger demo would be great.
Well, here's the thing. Netflix is going to spend $8 billion with the B on original programming this year alone. So that means, hey, you want to interview Oprah? They could probably fly Oprah to the moon and back, and everybody would watch it because it's not going to cost them anything. This is something that's going to be really cool. I think it's the next wave of media.
But I don't
try
want
to
Oprah. I want newcomers.
Yeah.
You know? They'll probably do that, but I want newcomers.
They tried a daily talk show with Chelsea Handler. That did not work out
She's
well.
gone.
They did not work out well for them. And to do news on a daily basis, that is going to be hard in that forum, right? Because it's so topical. How do you replicate a news outlet under a streaming service. So that's going to be a tricky thing for them to try to figure
Well,
out.
Vice has done well with some of
Yes.
their in-depth reports, so
Yeah.
you can see. Always need a new Netflix binge. But we also need questions, and we have one from one of our fans just in time for the holiday weekend.
Hey guys, so it's St. Patty's Day weekend. Are you going to be partying? And question, green beer, like it or not?
I absolutely love it. Green beer, that's my favorite. Why
Not.
not? Beer alone. Just
Green beer is
all
your
they do
favorite?
is add green food coloring. That's it.
Beer doesn't need anything else added to it. It's already amazing. And
it's green.
last name is McHenry. Of course I will be celebrating very hard. No cameras.
How much do the white people have to pay for the beer
Oh,
at the
God.
bars this time? Right.
Still on
Is
that.
that beer
Bill's, like,
$30
thinking about that
and
at
your
break.
beer is 12?
But
yeah.
the point well taken. It got you talking. It was an education.
Yeah, it got me talking. I'm wondering, where else is this happening?
Not at the local bars here. So,
Are you guys going to wear green?
Huh?
Green?
Yeah, well, you have to wear
Patrick's Day?
green. Yeah.
You don't have to.
Yes,
Green's
you
a
do.
tough color to pull off.
What do you mean?
Yeah, it kind of is. I agree
You'll
with
get
that
the
one.
girls with a pin on or something, or earrings saying they're wearing green.
Plus,
Well,
being
you'll see
short
it tomorrow.
wearing green never worked out for me.
A moment ago, I thought you were into this, and now you're telling me you're not into this whatsoever.
I just like the green beer. After that, I'll leave it alone.
I'm into the celebrations.
Fine.
All
whatever
colors.
whatever
Yeah,
you
we
do
like
for St.
All
Patrick's
beers.
Day. Have a great weekend.
Thanks,
And
guys.